Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be looking at race meeting from Fairview on the Poly, and today's date, 30th of October 2020. If you want to receive this video every day, you can subscribe to our channel. Just click the subscribe now and ring the bell. You will also find us on social media, and our contact details 083 585 5133. Now, just quickly have a look at yesterday at the Vaal. We had an exceptional good day. We tipped you the selections, 6 from 10, which is not bad in the first race. Well, we had the favorite as a strong bet, 22 to 10. Then we gave you a next sheet that came up on the line to beat, to run first at 8 to 1. Brooklyn Bridge was short in the betting, but it drifted out to 11 to 1, surprisingly. And that also won 7 Patriots. Also was like 3 to 1, 3.5 to 1, but drifted to 13 to 2 at a jump. Then Ward Jewel also won at 15 to 2. And in the last race, we really said that you need to include Whirly in all of your bets, and that came home, and that was back in from 13 to 1 to 6 to 1. Now, as you know, tomorrow is a big racing at Turffontein, and what we will be offering is the following. Today, starting during the day, I will pre-record 6 pick 6 races where I'll do an in-depth analysis of each race. Unfortunately, that will only be available to people who subscribe either for the monthly package or for the weekend package. We do offer a weekend package for the weekend for 150 Rand, which will then include the preview of the pick 6 races. Otherwise, you can subscribe now till tomorrow. You can subscribe for November for 400 Rand. Or if you, for a little bit, for 200 Rand extra, you can subscribe for 600 Rand for November and December. If you subscribe to our analysis, you get race by race selections, outright winner, and 2 possible outsider selections. As you can see, our selections do win. You get recommended all to come doubles. Some of our doubles often arrive at nice prices. Value bets, normally our value bets, sometimes they don't always win, but they do place. We had one the other day that ran second and paid nearly 5 Rand a place. And then also our best bets, we try and give you decent value. We don't tip you a 7 to 20 shot or 8 to 10 shot. You can find that yourself. We try and give you value bets at decent prices. Then our trifecta and quartet selections, sometimes they come close or they win, but you can then use some of the numbers in our quartet and trifectas and utilize it with your selections. And the same goes for the PA and the pick 6 yesterday. Our PA just went out in the last leg. I never put in Whirly for the place accumulated. I could kick myself. And then also we give affordable pick 6, and which you can play as is or add or adjust according to your own selections. Then this is what you'll receive. You receive a daily sheet like this via WhatsApp. The race by race selections, pick 6 PAs, the trifecta and quartet selections, the value bets, and then the doubles that we give to you. So that concludes that section of our video. So let's move on now to the business of looking at the fields today at Fairview. We kick off in the first race. I just want to open this. The first race is a 1200 meter maiden plate at 12:05, and let's have a look at the betting. The betting is as follows. Here's a first timer from the Alan Greef stable. 8 to 10, 4 to 1, winter vacation, Snow Baby Go, 4 to 1, 8 to 1, pure quality, Tiff Ray, 12 to 1, in the flesh 16 and 25 to 1, and better the rest. Now, as I previously said, what I do, people complain that sometimes the videos is too long, and other ones want me to spend more time doing a more thorough analysis. But what I do is I give you my outright selection. That is the selection that I think can win the race. Then I give you my 2 outsider selections in no particular order. That is horses that I think can either win or place outsider selections. And then I'll discuss 1 or 2 of the other horses in the race. And I try to keep the video not longer than half an hour. So here in race one, unfortunately, yeah, I'm not familiar. I had a look at the breeding of this horse, full score, but it's by Chaparral me. I don't know the mare. And another thing that I also, and I keep on saying it, but I'm just keep on repeating it for the people who did not hear it before. There is a saying that the Duke of Marmalade fillies are better than the colts and geldings. I see this horse has already been gelded in July. So maybe there's also something good in work. I don't know. You're gonna have a look at when they go down and then make your own selection. I'm going here for the other Alan Greef inmate. Number 5, Winter Vacation. Winter Vacation that ran behind Global Drummer and then Daesh, and then had a long race and came back in October. We had run a decent race behind What a Cracker, not striding out. I think this horse would be better for that run and can definitely be involved in the finish. But as I say, one will have to look out for the first timer from the same stable. Outside of selections that I going that I fancy in this race is number 1, Pure Quality. Pure Quality has been uh, running well in his last 2 races, and Duncan McKenzie's stable is in form. He's getting the winners, so watch out for those horses can win or at least place. And my other outsider selection is also from a Jean Nel stable. It's only had 2 runs, but had some 2 decent ones. First time out, under a length behind the winner, and last time out 5 lengths behind Lookout House. And I'm sure the horse will be a little bit fitter, and maybe the 1200 meters will suit the horse better. So um, number 8, definitely a runner in this race. Snow Baby Go was did ran second last time out. Van Rensburg and Smith are getting the winners, so it can also involve in the finish. Did finish 23.1, which was second fastest, and even there with the race behind Bloom, it did manage to finish at 23.2. So definitely number 9, Snow Baby Go, might include in your collections. Then just if you play a quartet, put number 10, Nkale, in the back end of your quartets. He's getting -4. First runs from Cape Town. Did run a decent race behind Opera Swing. Last time out, I'm not sure what went wrong, but is now back over a shorter distance. Maybe the distance was too far or something. And maybe, the change of venue can benefit this horse. Do include in the back end of your quartets. Then we move on to race number 2, which is a merit rated 85 handicap. Class B, average merit rating 83. And here we have a look at the betting. Barberton Silver 13 to 10, Impressive Master 14 to 10, Paulo Alta 42 to 10, 5 to 1 Lord Marshall, Mickey Rana 8 to 1, 10 to 1 for the last time. Luckily, this race doesn't form a part of the pick 6, as I think in each and every horse in this race do have a chance to win. But I went for my first selection, number 2, Barberton Silver. Barberton Silver has been running well of late, and I do feel has got the ability to go in. What is for me very heartwarming about this situation is that I see Gavin Smith has attained the services of Stallone Nido. Stallone Nido has ridden this horse 4 times with 3 wins and a second. He could have put in the jockey, but the stable jockey from Rensburg, but he did keep on the jockey who has won with him. And I really think that is a nice gesture and just proves loyalty, because sometimes loyalty in racing is non-existent. Then my outsider selection in this race is number 5, Lord Marshall. This 8-year-old just keep on running well. And yeah, I did run that well last time out, but in a lesser quality field. But I do feel can be involved in the finish again. Here we have number 6, Impressive Master, the second favorite. That won well last time out, but in a much lower division, in the 65 division. And I do feel that Barberton Silver has been running against much stronger opposition and winning against stronger opposition. So therefore, my selection number 2, Barberton Silver. Palo Alto, definitely a horse that you can also include in your quartets and trifectas. This horse also runs his heart out. Already has won 7 times. Won't have a problem with the distance. As a matter of fact, he's won 3 times from the distance. So definitely to watch out. But he was beaten before by Barbet and Silver. And with the weight turnaround, I don't think the weight turnaround is enough for him to overturn the tables. But I've seen weight turnarounds much worse than that. Or a horse that you think he can't run at, beat other horse because of the weight turnaround, but then he still do. So let's move on to race number 3, which is another maiden plate over 1600 meters, where the betting is as follows. Number 1, Sunshine Beach, 5-2. Cara, 3-1. Field Dancer, 7-5-1. Give Me a Wish, 11-1. Prancing Oscar, 12-1. 14-1. Orange Flink, 16-1. And Better the Rest. Now, in this race, my strong favorite was number where is it now? Carla, number 8, Ghana. But I just felt that the 14 draw is just gonna be too much to ask for this horse to win from, unless Lyle can get the horse, there for nothing. But from 14 draws, so my first selection is number 1, because of the fact that it's drawn number 1, and it's also got a competent jockey on board. So for my first selection in this race is number 1, Sunshine Beach. But I really do fancy Carla as well, but the draw can be the problem. Then outsider selections, number 9, Give Me a Wish, another inmate from the Zietsman Oosthuizen stable. This horse has also been running well lately, and I do feel can be involved in the finish. Give Me a Wish to include in all your play. In my other outside selection is number 10, Irish Fling. I think this Irish Flame filly with a grace in will be looking for much further than she's running on today. But that run on well last time out, 23.6, all good slow, and I think we'll be running on again. Do include in your quartet play. So then let's move on to race number 4, where the betting is as follows. It's a merit rating 68 handicap, class D, average merit rating 63. Race 4, number 8, Maldives, 22-10, Duchess of State, 7-2, Masterful, 6-1, Easy by Far, 6-1, Big Muff, 7-1, Lazarus Tree, 14-1, Mayfair, 14-1, and 16-1, and Better the Rest. Yeah, this is also another difficult race. I wanted to go with number 9 here, Easy by Far, because he ran in, he won 3 races, but the fact that he didn't jump last time really puts me off, because I've seen so many times, sometimes a horse gets this habit, and then he can't drop it. So we'll have to look, because if you look at what his horse has beaten. Tony Jet has now won twice since that. Never Let You Go has won another, and Reach for the Line has also won again. So she did really beat some nice horses, but yeah, then the fact that she didn't jump last time really stressed me out or worried me. So my first selection in race number 4 is horse number 5, which is Duchess of State. Here we have this very, very well-bred Silvano filly, a national banker by Ford Wood, really well-bred. This horse is now running in a D Division 63, but in the Cape, this horse has also been running in C divisions, and wasn't, like here, 4 lengths behind Our Price Jewel. Our Price Jewel is a fair horse. Waldorf Astoria is a fair horse. Rocket Girl nearly won again the other day. Miss D. Ray was just run out of it lately again last time. Ascended Mistress, not a slouch. So taking that in account, if she can bring that form to this race, I think she'll be hard to beat. Lyle Hewitson also riding from draw 1. So I think this horse will have all the chances to win this race. In my outsider selections is number 3, Mayfair, another Zietsman Oosthuizen, also coming from the Cape, and again also running against some decent opposition. There she ran less than a length on a secret dips. Secret dips early in the week won again and has run in places in future races. Yes, they missed the Ray form again, and also the center mistress. So watch out for Mayfield. We might have a situation here, two stable companions fighting out the finish. And then my other outsider selection is number 6, Sark. Sark is also a nicely bred Silvano Ella by Ida de Vittoria. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this horse will never recoup that 1.3 million. But I mean, for them to pay that, the horse must have had confirmation and ability. So, and he has run some decent races last time out, did not quicken. But let's give it another chance, include in all your play. Um, Masterful, also a horse that's in form. You cannot leave it out, including all your play. It's been running on largely last 2 runs, and with Lucas Bestel on board, but it's drawn 9 a little bit wide, and that can be a disadvantage. So then let's move on to the next race. Oh, sorry, yeah, this is my last time about Maldives. Maldives has also been running well. Was beaten by Sark previously, but on a weight turnaround can have the beating of Sark, so do include in your play. Then we move on to race number 5, which is a novice plate over 1600 meters, average merit rating of 66. Race 5, the betting on race 5 as follows. Gold Strike 14 to 10, 3 to 1, Let's Blaze. Chainsaw 33 to 10, Falling for You, 7 to 1, Princess of Fire 10 to 1, Honor Me 33 to 1, and Longer the Rest. So here we have a novice plate, and the best handicap is number 2, Bull Strike, and I'm going to stick with that. Bull Strike has run against some decent opposition in the past, which is not included in this field. So therefore, I do feel that Bull Strike will be hard to beat in this race. Outsider selection that you might want to look at is number 3, Falling From You, from the same stable. Falling From You just broke his maiden last 1 run back, and then last time ran behind at the Opera, hanging out. So maybe, this horse can be a running and placing. I can't see it beating the stable companion, but saying that, that's exactly what happened last week, where we had this horse from the Smith stable, and this horse was ran against Snapper Dapper, which was like, I think, 8 to 10. And then he got beaten by his stablemate, which was 50 to 1. So be careful, Falling For You. Do include it in your pick sixes. Just now, we have a repeat. They say once bitten, twice shy. Chainsaw, I think, will also run a decent race. Chase June on board. So watch out for that one. So let's move on to the next race, which is the 6th race. Merit the 68, handicap class D, 68. Here the betting is as follows. Number 5, Teofilla 18 to 10, Forestfield 3 to 1, Bushy Park 7 to 2, Stand Still 6 to 1, Black Gardenia 8 to 1, The Carpenter 14 to 1, and Longer the Rest. Here in this race, my first selection is Black Gardenia from the Greef stable. Drawn free. This horse has run some fair races, and is now has run against a little bit stronger opposition here. I like this run behind Brazil Nut. And last time I fighted from the 400 meters over the 1300 meters. But I think today we'll run a forward race again, and definitely in with a huge chance in this field. Then, sorry, race. Outsider selection, I want to look here is Time Stand Still, a Time Thief. Has also shown some decent runs, and last time out improved to run less than 2 lengths behind Winter Court. Marco van Rensburg for Gavin Smith, definitely, I think, will also run a good race today. And the 2 Mackenzie runners, both of them, I think, have got a chance to win this race or place. Forest Field, definitely. Last time I was running on in his last 2 races, and with Ferraris on board, can definitely be involved in the finish. And here we have the favorite, Theophilia. I think disappointed last time behind the Carpenter, and that wasn't even a strong field. After running a good race before that, so difficult to say. But with the Greven and Greg Shane combination, they always have a chance, and you always have to respect them. So let's move on to race number 7, which is a fillies a mare 64 handicap, Class E, average merit rating 62. Where the betting is as follows: Shine a Light 16 to 10, Beneficiary 7 to 2, Sloan 4 to 1, Natural Jade 6 to 1, Delina a 9 to 1, 14 to 1, and Better the rest. Here in race 7, my first selection is number 4, Natural Jade from the Jean Nel stable. Was always getting -4, drawn 6, and has been running there and thereabouts, and behind for luck's sake. Tiger Star, Valeriana, Royal Cabaret. Last time this jockey rode it over the 1,000 meters, he just got run out of it by Valerina. And I think today, number 4, Natural Jade, definitely a huge runner in this field. My other outside selection is number 2, Delina. I like these Global View horses, and this is by a Dynasty mare, and I think we can look for improvement today. After it won its first race, it's not every horse that comes out and wins it first, won its first race, and I think, yeah, I really do believe that from draw 2 today, the Rihanna can improve, because here we drawn 12, but that was on the turf and now on the poly. But number 2, I think, can improve. And my other outsider selection is number 6, Valeriana. There is some collateral form in this race, and I think this horse can also ran an improved race today over the shorter distance and the course and distance, 3 run, 1 win, and a third. So definitely appreciate the shorter distance. I think the 2,000, the 1,200 meter might just be a little too far at this stage for this 5-year-old mare. So let's move on to the last race, which is November, a merit rated 68 handicap, Class E, average merit rating 61. Oasis Queen 9 to 2, at the Opera 5 to 1, Nzinski Sun 5 to 1, Market Day 15 to 2, 8 to 1, Moonlight Stranger 9 to 1, Bush Fever, Zama 11 to 1, Eskista 12 to 1, and 16 to 1, and longer the rest. Now here, in this race, I go for the outsider selection, which is number 12. Number 12, Ekistika, is having its first run here since was running in the Cape, and where she ran 1 or 2 decent races. I think this race behind Brother Louis and Red Lock, if you look at it, 23.5, not too bad, but it's getting the -4, only 48.5. And I don't think the 1900 will be a problem. This is a Mambo Seattle by Ford with me, and watch out for this one to improve today on the poly number 12, Estica. And for outsider selections, I'm going for number 1 at the Opera. At the Opera, let's see what the betting is on the Opera. 5 to 1, and I think at the Opera will also run a huge race, but unfortunately drawn at 14, and that can be a huge disadvantage. My other outsider selection is number 3, Bush Fever, but also drawn 11, but did run well in his maiden. Last time I was slow, needed run, and I think can improve today in this horse in the Sharon Kotzen stable. Another horse you can watch out for is number 2, Tom and Jerry, Marco van Rensburg, and this horse has shown some nice runs before, and I'm looking forward to come back to form today. Yeah, number 5, Euros, also in with a chance. Market Day 1 is Maiden lately, can also be involved. Yeah, many horses that has got chances. Open field number 11, Oasis Queen, nearly won earlier in the week, and can definitely also be involved in the finish again. So all in all, an open last race. I hope I could point you in the correct direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.